Okay, kids, so this is how I make an over-easy egg. I love eggs, and you shouldn't have them too often because they have a lot of cholesterol, but they're definitely a great thing to have for breakfast. So, first thing I have to do is turn the heat up to medium-low. I do not start with a super hot pan. You know, some people like their eggs where they put them in the pan and they start sizzling right away. The problem with that, for me, is that you get this little cellulose rim that's kind of tough and hard to chew. I don't like it, okay? So, I start off with a little bit of olive oil. That's probably like a teaspoon. And then a little bit of, I use Olivio. I use an olive butter substitute. Because the olive oil is good for you. So, and then we just spread the butter around, or the fake butter around. And here we go. And then you'll see that it's bubbling just a little bit. If it hits the pan and it's like fizzing all over the place, then you should start over. Take the pan off the heat and let it cool off, and then reset the fire to medium-low and get it to about like this. A nice little simmer like that is just right. So now you take the egg and I crack it on a flat surface and drop it in the pan. And you see it's not sizzling, but it is obviously frying. Okay, so it's moving along a little bit. At this point I put a little salt. And I put on the peppers. Okay. So now we sit and watch an egg. Very exciting times we live in. Yes, you might want to raise the heat a little bit, which I'm going to do. It's about up to medium now. But it's better to start with it too low and ramp it up than it is to put it in too hot. See, so the edge around here isn't all crusty and look like, I don't know, cellophane. I don't know what kind of material that is when it fries like that, but I don't like it. Did I say that before? Now, if you look here, this part around the egg here, it's still clear. You don't want to flip it until most of that has cooked. So we're again watching an egg cook. Very, very exciting times we live in, ladies and gentlemen. La, 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 la. See, now it's starting to cloud up a little bit. And it's a little bubbly around the edge. That's cool. One thing you might want to do at this point is check to make sure that your egg isn't sticking to the pan. And you can do that by grabbing the handle and shaking it around. Now if you notice, my egg, she's loosening up a little bit. You can take your spatula. I have a rubbery one. I love these spatulas, by the way. You push them down on the edge of the pan, and then you're pushing on the pan and then down underneath the egg. And that way, you're not pushing through the egg, you're pushing underneath the egg. Okay, see now it's sliding around. I love these cast iron pans, and that's another quick tip for another time. Get cast iron pans and treat them well, and they shall treat you well. Okay, this is clouded up enough for me to do the flip over. So what's going to happen is, when you flip it over, the part that still isn't cooked will cook by virtue of it being against the pan and the heat. So here we go. So you take the spatula, you push down on the pan underneath, and you go underneath the yolk, because most of the weight is underneath the yolk, and you want to get a good amount underneath the yolk. So usually the best way to do it is to slide it quick. Then you take it, see, and it's like draping off of the spatula, and then I just flip it over. Voila! The key to that is that you put the spatula underneath the yolk. If you don't do that, it's going to slide off and not behave the way it should, in my humble opinion. See, some of those, we got a little bit of those little googies here. That's not googies, that's a compound unknown to man that I don't think you should eat. Did I mention that before? I don't recall. So now the stuff that was not cooked, the whites, is now cooking. You're also going to get a little bit of the yolk cooked, If you like runny yolks, then probably now would be the time to take it off. And I do, so I'm going to go get a plate. I'll be right back. Okay, so again, you take the pan, the spatula, push it against the pan, and this is especially important because if you catch any of the yolk, it's going to break the egg open. So you push the spatula against the pan underneath the yolk, and then you flip it, and there is your egg over easy. Is that not beautiful? I think so. Now if you notice, I got a little bit of the skin of the yolk on the spatula there, so you don't see the salt and pepper. So if you want, you can add a little bit more salt over that if you're concerned with your salt consumption. So there we go. And over easy egg. And don't forget to turn the heat off underneath the pan. Happy days. Okay, so let's see how this turned out. We'll cut into the yolk. See, there you go. The yolk did not disappoint. It's very good. Oh, I love eggs. So, the nice thing about over easy eggs is you don't get any of those little white googies, as my friends used to call them. Excuse me. Little white googies around the egg. Everything is cooked, but it's still tender. Remember, low heat. That's the way to do it. So there's a quick tip for you how to make a over easy egg. Enjoy.